Hi guys, welcome back to Archean. So I was thinking what to do during the daytime since I kind of wanted to continue the crafting operation here, but I also want to use the sunlight. And I think we are going to build a boat. There are a few reasons to do that. First of all, is even though we got gold there, there are other minerals that are mostly below water, like uranium is the biggest one. So every time we want to make a mine for those, we may need to make a whole base with like hundreds of meters inside water. So maybe easier to just drive a boat there and do it. Like just have a mining drill on the boat that can extend all the way down to the ocean floor and do it. It's going to take a while. I don't know how long, but it's going to be quite a bit. And for that, we need a lot of composite blocks. Let's set to 2000. Yeah, also thought we could only start to craft and put items in here in the output containers when the queue is empty, so that we don't like over queue. Like you are seeing here, the queue is going up because plastic is being consumed by the composite blocks, but it's like a lot of very small quantities of plastic, and I kind of wanted to be like one big order or something like that. In fact, I'm going to do this right now because I don't think it's too hard. That way it will only queue when both the queue and the stack are empty. Yeah, I think that's better. So I have the composite blocks. Glass blocks. I think I have enough. In fact, I will only ask for like one batch of new composite blocks. So let's do like 5,000. And actually have to do the numpad, so 35,000. And I think we will need more silicon. So something else I was meaning to do. Let's search for the mini computer. I think it would be easier to search for the computer. Yeah, let's craft one computer, one mini computer, I should say. Just to put on the silicon mining there and put the same logic as the aluminum mine. So we have lots of silicon. Also going to rebuild the pressure setup over here. Just a simple setup for now, like manually turning it on and off. Just so we have the necessary materials to do everything. Yeah. So, and we are done. So I just input items here, just rocks, and it will do the same thing we were doing before with the pressure. Yeah, it's okay. I believe it must still be crafting the composite blocks, yeah. And this is the reason we need like multiple crafters. This was going to take forever with one crafter for 5,000 composite blocks. And I do believe I had said something about having a screen for think fuel percentage or something like that. But this is going to be later, maybe again during nighttime. So yeah, let's search for the composite blocks. They are going to be scattered all over everywhere. Same for the junctions and everything else. That's the other reason to have the output containers, so they aren't scattered like that, like this, I should say. Yeah, let me take some items here so we can start working on the boat. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have prepared a little base here, a foundation for us. Of course, this is not the boat itself, but I'm thinking of building it inland and then using linear tracks to put it in the sea. And the reason I did such a big foundation for it is because I want it kind of leveled, somewhat at least. So I did all of these floors before I put the ground anchor. Now I fixed it. I could even remove the floors. Yeah, but the thing I'm going to do now is use the linear tracks, which I haven't used in adventure mode yet. So let's do it. And if I remember, oh yeah, I don't think I can do it like this. Oh, I can. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so the way you use it is basically this component is the track, right? And to show where the track goes, you need some blocks. So for example, if I do this, you can see the track here. And now this linear track can go all the way over here. And I can even expand it like all the way I want. Which is, let's put it all the way into the sea. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. So now we can build our boat on top of this, basically, and move it along the side. So let me the battery here just to show this, how this works. We have this and some kind of input. Will the button do? Maybe, yeah. So we can control where in the track it is, or put it in a like move or not mode. But for now it's going to be like this. I don't think I will even leave the battery here. It's one of the batteries for the boat. So yeah, we can do this later. Actually, it would be quite useful to have a battery here, now that I think of, because I don't want to build because I'm going to move the boat all the way over there. I don't want to build the boat on this platform, right? I want to build it on a separate entity, I guess. so that I can move it independently of this one, which is anchored down. So what I am going to do is put a docking port over here, and basically I want to have a matching docking port somewhere in the other entity. So I have to create an entity first. Let's maybe do a little. I think it's too far away. Ooh. Okay. 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 How do I fix it now? Because it's exactly the way I want it, kinda. But I don't want this frame over here. Yeah. Also, there should be some blocks, yeah, over here. Is that it? I think it is. Okay, now it's perfect. Okay, so now I have a base for it. Let's maybe move the backside here. So this is the center. Is it aligned? Yeah, it is. Perfect. So this is our at the back of our boat. We can even like ignore the docking part here. Is going to be gone at some point. But for now, let's do it like this, just so it looks like it has a decent connection. So what I am going to do now is basically shape the boat. Something else I want to do is remove these because they are just going to get in the way. But I can remove all of them. They were just for leveling. So this perfect. Now we have a decent like track to move our boat inside the sea. Yeah. Maybe even put the actual back line, let's call it spine of the boat here. So when this moves, the entire boat is inside the sea. So we are sure that like this is the back, that's the front. So we are sure that everything's inside the sea. So yeah, I think I'm going to design this like off camera, just so it gets easier for me to edit it later. So yeah, so this is going to be a very big ship. So I'm thinking of this shape for the bottom. The backside is not going to be as flat as this is. But yeah, this shape for the bottom, for the I don't know how it is called.
Ballast.
But basically, where the water goes, so we have control over the buoyancy and the where the boat is in water level, so it is stable. So I think it's ballast, right?
Perfect.
But anyway, this is the shape, and we can like make it pressurizable basically, and fill it with water until we have exactly the amount of buoyancy we want. So yeah, very big ship. I'm going to prettify this a little bit before it's done. But yeah, this is the overall shape, I guess. Just so I'm clear, the size of the ship, basically, if you think about it, we are going to be transporting like maybe thousands of tons of rocks or minerals here. And I kind of want it to be very stable when sailing with that much weight. And also the drills will have to extend quite a bit down, maybe kilometers down. So we also need a very stable ship to comport the changing weight and that kind of stuff. Also, we start mining. We have the ship like completely empty, and then when we stop mining, we have it like completely full with weight. So we have to change the weight a lot. The amount of water in here basically to change the weights of the ship so we don't sink with the rock, right? With the rocks. So yeah, this has to be quite a big of a ship. I think the size is okay for the straight section. I think I'm going to narrow it down, or maybe do a little bit more of a straight section, and also do the backside here. Okay, so I'm editing a bit here, and I need to talk to you for a second. This boat right here, I'm not going to survive. Basically, it had some conceptual problems, which led to some frustrations and some actually like unusable state of project itself. So I'm not going to finish this boat. Actually, I kind of did. I was close to, at the very least. But yeah, I'm not going to use this boat. And there will be some kind of time jump where you need some context to what I'm talking about. So basically, these towers here, they were meant to have some drills on them, and then a mechanical system to bring the drills down below the boat for kilometers, and the drills would mine the materials, bring them back up, and then it would go back up. The drills would go back up, and I could sail again. But this is not going to happen. I had some completion problems, basically because I didn't think about how long a kilometer is. The building itself also had quite some problems, which led to some situations like this. Oh my god, this took so long to build. It's not as easy as it looks to make the feet. And some other reactions like this. This bow shape is unique for sure, but I'm not going to change it because this took like I think 1.5 hours, something like that. Also, the docking port system was kind of bad. Like the idea, I like the idea of the docking port and moving it through a track to get to the ocean, and we are going to do it, but not while I'm building the boat, because although I like the realism of having to build the boat thinking of how you are going to put it in the ocean, it was very problematic here. I think the problem was already solved, but basically the docking port, when you close the game and you open it again, it sometimes just detaches from each other. So since this was a very big build, I was doing this all the time, and yeah, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Just when the entire ship is built, and then we are doing some tracks and putting it in sea. But that's going to take a long time. Just to be clear, the reason I even left as much of this old ship in the video was because I explored some interesting systems, like the track with the docking port, which was entirely new for me at the time. Also explained some ideas like the ballast, and I thought it was overall interesting, and I'm still building a ship, so it translates well. Anyway, I hope you like the rest of the video. First of all, I don't know how much of the last video you are going to see, because I decided to rebuild the entire boat, basically. Yeah. Basically, I'm just going to make it bigger, to basically all dimensions bigger. So we can actually carry a submarine to actually mine the stuff. And the reason I decided to completely stop with this thing right here is because, okay, maybe we needed 60 of those, or maybe longer stretches of linear tracks. But even then, we can only mine it up to a certain depth, right? The submarine, in the other hand, can mine at any depth, and we only need to do one design. We don't need to keep changing and updating it to reach new depths and stuff like that. So yeah, so we are going to make the submarine, so it's because it's more versatile, basically. And also going to remake the boat, the ship, because two things actually. One, I didn't design this with the submarine in mind, so it lacks a place to put it, right? But second and most important, I just made this volume sensor and put it right here, and you can see that there is 500 cubic meters of air, which is great actually. But by our calculations, which is basically one container of this, completely full with completely filled with rocks, actually weigh 500 tons, which means the water we are displacing this entire volume has the same weight as one filled container, one of them. So one of them is actually quite a lot, but kinda wanted more just for looks, and because if we actually had one entire container of this, basically the water would be up to here or something like that, and this would be cutting really close. Even if I put the walls up, I don't think the walls actually stop the water from coming in. So yeah, it would be quite close. So I'm thinking of about at least 1,000 or even 1,500 cubic meters of air in the ship, right? And then we can have the submarine have a little bit less capacity, because we can do multiple travels if we need to with the submarine. But even then, I think about 600 for the submarine, or this size actually. It's quite a good size for the submarine. Maybe a little bit short and a little bit, yeah, shorter, but longer. So it's a better shape factor, you know? But yeah, so I'm actually going to deconstruct all of this sometime in the future. Like, yeah, I'm just going to build on the side here, And we lost basically the entire day building this, which is not going to be used anymore. Yay! So yeah, lots of stuff to do. That's a shame. I actually liked how its boat was turning out to be. These towers were quite of an eyesore, but and I like this. Maybe I'll do just this, but much bigger. But I was already thinking about the bow of the ship, and I think I'm going to do a more circular shape instead of this pointy and wavy stuff. I'm just going to accept my building limitations as a not very good builder. So I'll see you in quite a while. I don't think I'll do regular, like, fast updates on this one because it's going to be basically the same process as the other one, just much bigger. Maybe some progress on new stuff, like I'm thinking of building, since we are going to build on night time, building a light system so I don't build only with my flashlight, stuff like that. Okay, I did some infrastructure. It's quite big. Um, that pillar over there marks the tip of the ship that we are going to build, and I think that's about the height I'm going for. So quite a lot more than this. I think it's about double the height for the water compartments. They just said in plural because they are going to be more than one for two reasons. First one, and I think the most important, is if you have too big of a volume in this game, it starts to understand that giant volume is just the world atmosphere. So yeah, we actually have to compartmentalize this. And as you can see, we are running out of sun, which would be a shame if I didn't have these towers over here, which have some lights you can see. So there's a slope light on top, and about the middle way there's a regular spotlight. So let's wait a moment to see how dark this gets, and then how bright with the lights this gets. I'm also going to use this night time to, even though we have the lights, the night time I'm going to work on the crafting system to make the output system. That's the most important part that I'm going to use to do overnight. Okay, I also have to wall this off because this makes too much noise. And each of these, the actual, let's talk about the whole power plant over there. It generates about 500 kilowatts of power, a little bit more. Each of these lights is going to take 1 kilowatt. So we can leave it running all the time. I think it's dark enough so we can see the difference. Yeah, let's wait just a little bit. It's quite a cool sight, even with the weird AMD like flickering. Yeah, quite beautiful actually. Just the sun, the water sound. Yeah, quite refreshing. Yeah, pretty cool. I like some like these timing games. What's happening right now? Yeah, this just relaxing and like breathing and listening and just enjoying the moment. Yeah, just ignore the huge infrastructure we are doing for a huge. Yep. This reflection is interesting, I guess. Guess it's something to do with that. Don't know. Yeah. So it's still not very dark, but I guess we can already see the difference. So okay, that tower doesn't look like it's on. Let me see if I forgot some cables. Probably quite a lot of cables. So the data is here. Oh, forgot the power. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's not going to be a huge difference building during the night. At least for you. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I'm going to this huge infrastructure is going to be the same thing as the boat, or maybe I just do another thing actually. I think I just going to do another entity here. Trying really that looked good, but yeah, I think this is good enough. So I can do another ground anchor here and start building from this. So I have a separate system for the actual ship. Yeah, so let's start this. So I know size isn't everything, but hear me out. So if you remember, we had kind of a buoyancy problem where we needed 500 cubic meters for each full container of rocks. And I put a volume sensor here. Oops, no lights. And now we have 5,000 cubic meters of space to fill up. And this entire space is dedicated for the buoyancy, right? Maybe we need better pumps, but I think pumps need titanium, which is in the mountains, and we don't have a way to get it yet, so it will take quite a while to fill this up and empty it again. So for now, I guess we use smaller pumps and just wait for the time. So this big hole here, it's just for it's for the submarine, but I have to build the submarine first, right? So yeah, this is going to have this space where we drop the submarine down and have a big like crane or something on this side, on a side, where we can pick the submarine back up again. I was thinking also of having like some doors here, just for looks, right? And maybe we can close the doors and walk on this on top of this hole. And this is the start of the command tower, just like we had on the other boat, but this one would be quite a bit bigger, bit bigger. And I was also thinking, I have some fluid tanks here, so we can store oxygen and hydrogen from water. And in that way, I think we may be able to store more energy than batteries can.
You cannot.
Like, we would need quite a lot of batteries to sail this entire ship, like for a good while, without having to recharge it. In the future, I want to have a fission reactor here, so a little bit more power. But we need to uranium. We need to mine quite a bit of uranium for that, and to mine uranium, we need to build the ship first. And even with the fission reactor, we need some way to store power. Actually, we don't need it, but it would be good, I guess. Maybe I don't even put the fission reactor here if it produces too much power. Maybe it's more of a nuisance than a good thing, right? So yeah. So yeah, I painted this a little bit just so it isn't in all white. And actually I have to paint here, forgot about it. And I put 2 colors of paint just so like there's the water line there, and this paint is kind of integrating with the salt water or something like that. Also, this thing here is something I tried to do, which if you look at pictures of those very big ships, cargo ships, they have that. I don't remember exactly why is that, but yeah, they do have it. I think it's for dynamics, maybe. Also, I needed another tower because this got so long. Yeah, and I also was using the rover to go back and forth for more composite blocks. How much is this weighting? Okay, 11 tons already. But now, wait, I don't think will be a problem ever again, as we were looking at. We have 5,000 cubic meters, which would be 5 million tons? Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. So we can have a total of 5 million tons here, and we would be okay. Still floating, just barely, probably, but yeah. Yeah, so now we have to start actually putting stuff on it. These steps here are just so, like, if we want to look downwards or something, yeah, we can have a better look done with this barrier. Yeah, so I'm thinking of maybe doing the tower next, so we can have a proper look at how things are like from above, and how this entire ship is going to look when it's done and stuff like that. Yeah. Also the propellers, I am thinking maybe we do custom propellers, because the actual propellers here, I think they would be quite small for this size of ship. But I do think we can put blocks and rotate the blocks, and that would make thrust. I may be trying a smaller scale to do this and check if it actually works. Same with the what's the name of it? The rudder. And I think we can just have a column of blocks that change direction, and it will change the direction of the ship. Yeah, So quite a lot of stuff to do. In fact, I just realized, yeah, I could have made something here for the rudder. Yeah, but anyway, this is going to take a while. Doing everything at once is kind of a trap. We have to do things one at a time. And I think next one is the tower. And I just recorded about 5 minutes without the microphone on. So just a quick update. I upgraded a little bit of the crafting system. I believe there were 3 crafters the last time this was shown. Now there are 6, and I needed this because of the sheer scale and number of composite blocks I was crafting. I did like a 20,000 composite blocks batch, and it's at 7,000 now, and I also put like 5,000 as the autocrafting standard, I guess. But yeah, I upgraded this. Also, I made the output logic. So basically, when the queue and stack are empty, just like right now, it looks through those containers and check if there is any item that isn't in parts. And if there is any items, then it sends those items to here. Also ignores like ores and stuff. It just sees items that are craftable in the crafter. That was the easiest way I found to make this. So yeah, basically parts are always going to be there, which makes sense. We don't use them outside of crafting, so it's okay. And everything else comes here. And it has to be when the queue and the stack are empty, because the crafter uses mini computers, which would always come here before the crafter could be crafted. So yeah. Yeah, and actually another thing I had to do was to check if all crafters are available or if nothing is being crafted at the moment, because the crafter also takes a long time to be crafted in the crafter. So yeah, so the queue and the stack must be empty, and the crafter must not no crafter must be crafting anything before they send here. So the sun is coming up, and I just finished the overall shape of the tower here, the command tower. I did some glass on top so we have some sunlight, because as we've seen with the base, the like side glass doesn't quite work well for that. Yeah, the way to come up here is not done yet. I'm thinking of an outside staircase that goes all the way to the back there. Somehow, maybe spiraling the tower itself. There's also this inside place where I'm thinking of putting all the electronics and actual like, functional stuff, and up there just the command center, something like the pilot seat, the screens for the actual like ores and depth data. And also, as you may have seen here, I put some hinges. And I built this little, I don't know, floor, roof, I don't know, for our future submarine here. And yeah, it's just this. I did it because I was running here sometimes, and I was falling through the hole. So I thought it would be good to have this. Yeah. Also, I'm still thinking about the crane or how to do it. Since we have the doors. Yeah, because we need to open, then put the crane down, pull or leave the submarine, and then we have to go back up. Yeah, and there's kind of an order to do things. Yeah, this little slit here is just because I didn't want the blocks to overlap, even though I don't think they actually collide. But this way they never overlap, even like when opening and closing. Yeah, and I think it blends in quite well. Maybe I do some like, yellow paint on this border here. Yeah, and leave it as gray or something or some other color just to differentiate from the actual ground. So yeah, quite a lot of stuff happening. Quite a lot of stuff to still do. Also, I was also thinking and forgot to mention. Although this can be one volume, as we saw with the volume sensor here. I'm thinking of dividing it so we can equalize the torque from like maybe we have too much weight on the front, so we put some water on the back to equalize and not sink the ship. Okay, new update. So I did the stairs, and I did some extra detail on the roof here. Nothing too much. Just the doorway. I put some lights in. I didn't connect them to anything yet. And I've been thinking, and while I was crafting some stuff, I realized that I must have dreamed about you being able to use hydrogen and oxygen to generate power. Because I couldn't find anything under components that would seem like could do it. Maybe we do with a lot more high voltage batteries or something like that, because that's going to take a lot of power, and that also makes a very good case for us to have a on-ship fission reactor, because we obviously can't use geothermal power on the ship. Maybe when we are not even when we are mining, because we are going to use a submarine for that. It's going to be a separate ship, basically. So yeah, there is not a very good way to generate power, like a huge amount of power on ship. We could also put a lot of solar panels on it. I think that would kind of work for a while, but of course during nighttime, and also we are going to use way more power than solar can generate. So fission reactor will be the way, I guess. And also another thing I noticed is that these crafters are one block to the left. I'm going to fix them. Yeah. I cannot overstate how useful this crafting system is. I've just like crafted a lot of components, and it was so easy. Like I crafted the hardest thing right now is just finding the items, because I have too many containers, and I'm not not making the logic for this right now. So yeah, this has been very good, very good. Yeah, so I've been crafting some stuff, some just for like research purpose, I guess. Just to see, for example, how big of a propeller we can make, or how the sensors will work. And the solar sensor, I will actually use it for the lights on the ship. Basically, if it's night time, then I turn off the lights or something like that. I have some other sensors. I think the main actually is the terrain scanner. It isn't a sensor, but I know what I mean. Computers. I'm doing computers because I'm not sure if mini computers and computers have the same capacity. I'm guessing not, but I don't know. Other thing I did was I made this a little bit better. Let's actually remove some of those. It's more open. So the item and fluid junctions were kinda getting on me. They were all over the place, so now everything goes under the floor. So I think it's much cleaner. Also, the power comes from the side, and while the fluid comes from there, the items come from above. So everything is kind of separated. The data is in this mini router here. So yeah, I haven't done any progress right now. I was just crafting some stuff, and I thought that I wanted to talk about the crafting system, how good it is. Okay, little update here. I did the container logic in place, and I put some solar panels. I'm not happy with how it looks, but I think I'll just change the shape of it just a little bit. It's too flat for me. And the funny thing is, I did it because I wanted something to take out the flatness of this roof. I'll play it with it a little bit afterwards too. But yeah, it has two hinges, two solar sensors, one for each direction of the sun. Yeah. So one for like east-west, another for north-south. But since the boat will be changing directions all the time, it will keep updating these hinges, and in the end, we basically will have a totally guided solar system. It's missing two solar panels because I didn't. It's still crafting. But yeah, in the containers here, I just used a simple computer. I read the wiki, and the mini computer actually looks like has the same specs as the computer. The actual computer just doesn't have the screen. And I did some logic to check how many item slots are actually available or not. So for now it's 0% filled, and it refreshes every 30 seconds. So in a bit it will refresh. 30 seconds because there is no reason to be much faster than this. Yeah, like 0.8%. And it draws a little bit, and this color changes according to the level. It goes from green to orange, then yellow, then red when it's almost full. And this drawing here is the exact like this black space has exactly 1,000 pixels, and we fill exactly the same amount of space in it with the drawing pixels as the containers are actually full. So yeah, that's cool. Of course, there is some rounding error and stuff. We have to round to the first decimal place. But yeah, it will actually fill up this screen, which I think is cool. It's very simple logic. I think it. I can show everything in the window at the same time. Maybe let me not bug the screen. So you can see at it. It's very simple logic. This is just drawing the levels, which is I think the hardest part. So it gets like a since it's 100 by 100 square, it gets how many Y levels are filled, and then for the last Y level, how much of that is filled with X for the X position. So yeah, it just fills from left to right and bottom to top. Actually inverted, bottom to top and left to right. And also it recognizes which ports are being used and which type of container is there. So I'm just using regular containers, not small containers, but if I put another one and connect it directly to the computer, it will work. Also, it counts the number of slots, taking into account the smaller container size. Counts how many slots are occupied, and basically divides the number of items in a slot by 10,000 in a container, sorry, by 10,000, which is one slot. Basically counts how much for each container, and then sums it up for all containers, divided by the total slots, which is simple arithmetic. Yeah, and that's done. Also, I have one battery here, just so we have another place to put the battery. Just and I have to put a lot of them, and I didn't want to have all of them in the same place. The battery is still not connected to the main, which I'll show in a bit. It's just temporary, but I will hook everything up shortly. Okay. And this here is going to be the main electronics and working tower. Yes. I really wish there was a ladder, but there isn't, so I can use the jetpack here. And here is the rest of the batteries. It has this little floor here. Also, I thought that a cabinet would be cool, just like an actual electric panel. So you can, oh my god, you can open the door and change the connections, and then close the door again. Just forgot about to close it. It has the same space here. Didn't need it, but I really think this is cool. Also, can say it's something like air for air to come in and heat to come out. And this here has some levels. Just the top level has lights because I put the lights before I actually decided on making multiple levels. But I am going to change it. Put some lights maybe between levels here or something like that. Those lights are also not hooked to anything, so it doesn't change anything. Actually, while we are here, I just realized that I didn't connect this up. So now they're all hooked, and the solar panel is actually working to get them powered up. So yeah, quite a bit of building again. Not it's very slow progress doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's working really well. Okay, little update. Not so little. It took a while, as you can see by the sun. I painted basically the entire thing. Also changed these solar panels stuff. It's still the same, exact same grid, right? But with height difference, and that was very hard to wire. But yeah, this is just based on a solar panel I saw one time, where the actual photovoltaic cells were kinda in a plant based directions and like structure. And as far as I know, that actually helped with efficiency, like, rather than having the the photovoltaic cells pointing to the exact same place. It kind of got more solar power somehow. Don't know how true that is, but yeah. So I did this little like plant kind of stuff. I think that looks cool. Somewhat. Not very cool, but yeah. I think that's okay. Yeah. I'm thinking now of changing this yellow now that I saw it with how everything is painted. So yeah, some like some weird colors, I would say, but I like these weird colors instead of regular everyday colors. So yeah, the tower here that took the most time. The stairs here have quite a cool effect of if you are going up, you see white. But if you are going down, you see black because of the steps. I think that's cool. I was trying to keep like you always can see the steps, but yeah, you can't. So the inside here is now more glossy, and more shiny, which I think will be cool once we have more screens and lights. And all the lights are not powered yet. Yeah, and that was basically it. I also changed the outside color here. It's more purple. I guess by this time you guys know I like purple. But yeah. The day is passing so fast. I had to turn on the lights, and still then it's at shadow because of the size of this. The actual light that would work here is below the deck, so we don't actually get much from turning those on, but it still helps a little bit. Yeah. So for now, this is it. I think I may stop this episode now, because this was an entire day just making this progress with the actual clip and such. So I think next time we may start with the actual logic and the lights, of course. I think the lights I may do it off camera, just so I don't have to edit later. Also have the logic for this, and maybe start actually the submarine. I think the logic won't be so new. So for example, the or scanner. I don't think I'll actually like show the coding process. I already showed one with the rover. Yeah, so it's going to be basically the same thing. But I think controlling this ship will be very cool. You can put the pilot seat already. Yeah, like this. Yeah, controlling this ship will be quite cool. With all the panels and such, I think there may be some panels below, like with proper supports instead of the windows. Maybe the chair, the seat, also go a little bit backwards, just so we can fit more stuff. And yeah, I think that's kinda it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is getting quite complex. I didn't imagine when I started this that I would build such big scale constructions. Like our house there looks so small compared to the ship. And I am planning on making a dock. But yeah, I think the dock will be basically just routing the items from the ship towards the crafting stuff. So it will basically be a pier with a docking port, and we can connect this to that. And yeah. Anyway, I'm extending myself, so thank you guys for watching. Bye.